morning, welcome to Bexhill Beach. We're going to start this morning in standing position, feet underneath the hips and with the palms facing behind you. As you inhale, we're going to turn the palms forward, turning the arms from the shoulder joint, and exhale, turning the palms back. Inhaling, palms forwards, and exhale, palms back. On the next inhalation, turn the palms forward and bring the hands into prayer position. And exhale, lowering the arms, turning the palms back. So we're using Ujjayi breath, slight contraction at the glottis, so you can feel the flow of air as it flows in and out. And the next time we bring the hands into prayer position, we extend them up above the head, all on the inhale, and exhaling, coming back down, turning the palms behind us. Inhale, same thing. Breathing through the nose steadily. And on your next inhalation, we repeat the same thing. And we can take the arms out wide, look up towards the sky, little back bend. And exhale, coming back down again. And we'll do this 2 more times with your own breath, coordinating the movement so it matches the length of your breath. Trying to cultivate a smooth, even breath. And then coming back to Samastiti. Just noticing your breath, does it feel longer, smoother? So just noticing, no judgment. And so we're going to start moving into chair pose. As we inhale, we're going to take the arms above the head. Exhale, bending at the knees and the hips and bringing the arms down and keeping that long spine, chin in. Inhale, take the arms back up by your ears. And exhale, straightening up, coming back to Samastiti. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, the arms come down by the sides. Keep the long spine. Inhale, arms up by your ears. And exhale. You might want to adjust the position of your feet, maybe take them a bit wider if that feels more comfortable for you. Inhaling, taking the arms above the head. Exhale, down into chair pose, thinking of that long spine the whole time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, relax back to Samastiti. So keep going with this, with your own breath. You don't have to keep pace with me, your breath might be shorter or longer. So going with a breath that's comfortable for you and matching your movements to your breath. Might be able to come a bit lower as you come down into chair pose. Just experiment with that. See how it feels. And make this one your last one, coming back to Samastiti when you've completed. And taking a few resting breaths, noticing how the body feels. And so we're going to start on our sun salutes. You may find a couple of blocks useful. So I think I'll start at this end of the mat. Just make sure I can be seen by the camera. So inhaling, taking your arms above your head. As you exhale, bend the knees quite strongly. And come down, bringing the arms down by your sides. Down, so that you're in a forward bend. Let's take a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to step back with the right foot and lower the right knee to the floor. Relax that foot against the floor and take a few breaths. Now here you might need your blocks. If you find that when you bring your hands down to the floor that you can't lift the sternum up away from your left thigh, place a block either side of your foot, either the long end or the short end, and stay here. So we're going to relax the hips down towards the floor, the tailbone down towards the floor. Keep stretching back into that straight leg, opening up the chest, looking straight ahead with a steady gaze. And so from here, placing the hands back down on the floor, we're going to take the left knee back. So we're in all fours, but it's quite a long all fours position. It's what I call the long wheelbase. So normal all fours, you have your knees under your hips, but here the knees are stepped back a little bit. So from here we're going to come to a kind of mini plank. The knees on the floor, and think of making a straight line between your knees and your shoulders, pressing down lightly into the hands, into the fingertips, and the little finger and the second finger, or the ring finger, a little bit more than the other fingers. And keeping the neck long, so drawing the chin back, retracting the chin. And if you like, you can experiment here. You can straighten one leg at a time, or you can straighten both legs and come into the full plank pose. What I have to remember is not to allow my head to drop down towards the floor, but to keep the chin back, keep pressing back into the heels, and light pressure into the ground with your hands, and then lowering the knees back down. As you exhale, drawing your hips back towards your heels. So a very extended child pose. Keep stretching the hands forwards, hips back, and as you inhale, draw the body forwards. Keep coming forwards, lowering the hips towards the ground. Keep the elbows soft as you open the chest towards the front. Exhale, go back to the extended child position. And we'll move between these two positions, moving in synchrony with the breath. And this would make our last one, coming forward into Cobra And then exhale, come back to this long all fours position. Inhale here. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and if you like, you can walk the feet forward a little bit so that you're in down facing dog. In down facing dog, you can experiment a little bit with your feet. You can take them out onto the outer edges, onto the inner edges, one foot on the outer edge, the other on the inner, and then the other way round, and just enjoy those sensations in the calf. Maybe taking the hips from one side to the other, just a little bit of experimentation. And we're going to step forward on your next inhalation with the right foot. Coming back to your lunge pose, looking forwards for a couple of breaths. On the next exhale, stepping forward with the left foot, forward bend, relaxing the head and the neck. Now before we come up, as you exhale, bend the knees quite strongly, and inhale, coming up, trying to keep the back straight as you come, and lowering the arms down. I think I'm just going to change the position of the mat a little bit. So that's half of the first round. I'm going to do the same thing but going back with the left leg. So inhale, taking the arms above the head. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the arms down by your sides and bending forwards into a forward bend. As you inhale, move back with the left leg. So if you need your blocks here, using those if you need them. Otherwise you can have the fingertips on the floor or the knuckles on the floor, trying to lift the breastbone up away from your thigh, stretching back into the left leg. Just looking forwards. A few breaths here. Allowing the hips to drop down towards the floor. So now we're going to take the right knee back, so we're in that long wheelbase all fours position. And exhale, take the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, coming forwards into Cobra. Keeping those elbows soft. Exhale, back again. Trying to have a nice, smooth, flowing movement. Thinking of the Cobra and trying to make it a nice snake-like movement. Moving the vertebrae one at a time, smooth as you can. And exhale back to that long wheelbase, all fours. Inhale here. Turn the toes under. Exhale, lift up into down facing dog. And again, you can maybe come up onto the balls of the feet as high as you can. Exhale, lower the heels, raise the toes. And going between those two positions. And as you raise the toes, trying to widen them as much as you can. Just trying to bring a little bit of life into the feet. Waking up the calf and the shin and the ankle. Now on your next inhalation, we step forward with the left foot. Try and lift the chest up, opening up across the chest. Couple of breaths. And then on an exhale, stepping forward with the right foot. Relaxing the head, keeping the knees as soft as you need them to be. On your next exhale, bend the knees a little bit more. Bringing the arms up as you inhale, a nice straight back. And exhale, lowering the arms down. And take a couple of resting breaths. So we're going to start round 2. Inhaling, arms above the head. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the arms down by your sides, down to the floor, relaxing the head, and inhaling, stepping back with the right foot, back into the lunge position. So now you're in lunge, you can relax the back foot, the top of the back foot against the floor, raise the torso, place the hands on top of your thigh, roll the shoulders down and back, sink the tailbone down to the floor, and then we're going to turn to the left and bring that left arm across, the right arm across the left thigh, and bring the palms of the hands together, point the elbow away, left elbow, and you can either stay here looking round to your left side, or you can tuck the toes under and lift that right leg. Whoops. And keep stretching that leg out. Keep working into the twist to the left. Breathing deeply and easily. And then on your next inhale, releasing the leg, coming to the front. And then as you exhale, taking the left knee back. Long wheelbase, inhale, and coming back to the plank pose. So choose which version you want to use. You can have the knees on the floor, one leg straight or the other, or you can alternate between them, or you can alternate between the mini version and then straighten both legs, come up into the full version, and then maybe come back down to the mini version again. So you can alternate between these positions, choosing the one that's right for you. And on an exhale, dropping the knees to the floor and coming back onto your heels into this long, extended child pose. Inhaling, coming forwards, cobra. So we'll do 3 times, coming forwards into cobra, remembering to keep the elbows soft. Working into the spine. And exhale back, all fours. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, down facing dog. And this time maybe you can take the hips swaying from side to side a little bit. Doing whatever feels good. Maybe moving around in circles. you do go around in circles, go around in each direction. Coming back to centre. And then on an inhale, stepping forward with the right foot. Take 2 breaths here. Exhale, come forward with the left foot, relax the head. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, coming up. And lowering the arms down by your side. So I'm going to turn round in the other direction to do the second part so that I can speak to the camera. So I'll just adjust my mat a little bit. Inhaling, taking the arms above the head. And exhaling down into the forward bend. Inhale, take the left leg back. So you're in lunge position. Take a breath or two first. And raise the torso. So we're going to turn to the right side, taking the left arm across your right thigh. And bring the palms together. Anjali Mudra. Point that right elbow away. Either stay here or tuck the toes under. Raise the back leg. Stretch into that back leg. And breathe. Inhale, release the leg. Come back to centre. Exhale, take this left leg back into all fours. And again, choosing your position that you want to do plank pose in. So if you're coming up into the full plank, take care to press lightly into the floor with your hands, into the fingertips, not allowing the palm or the most of the finger to come into contact with the floor, so they're lifting away from the floor as you press into the finger, the pads of the fingers I should say, rather than the fingertips. Make sure your neck is retracted and the head isn't dropping down. And then on your next exhale, release down to the mat, come back down to child pose. And going to and fro between child pose and cobra. You might need to adjust the position of your knees to facilitate that. Nice stretch as you come back into the extended child. Last one into cobra. Keeping the elbows soft, don't hunch the shoulders up by your ears. And exhale back into all fours. Inhaling here. And then exhale, coming into down facing dog. If you're very mobile in your shoulders, don't be tempted to press the shoulders down to the floor. Think instead of a nice long line between your hands and your hips. And we're going to inhale, come forward with the left foot, looking forwards. And on the next exhale, we're going to bring the right foot forward, relax the head. 2 breaths. Exhale, bend the knees. And inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, lowering the arms down. And taking some resting breaths. So before we do our final round, we're going to do a balance pose. So first of all, being aware of both feet on the floor and being grounded, stable, making that connection between your feet and the floor. Now shifting your weight over onto the left leg. Starting to bend the right knee and drawing the right knee up towards the chest, and you can hold around the knee. And just allow that right leg to be passive, being held by the arms. And feel as if you're dropping the head of the thigh bone down towards the floor. Now see if you can take your hands down to the ankle and drop the knee down towards the floor. Trying to keep the knees quite close together so one knee isn't out to one side. And keeping hold of that ankle. The other hand can come onto your hip. And then as you inhale, starting to raise the left arm up by your ear. Stretching up into that hand. And now if you've got your balance, starting to take the knee back behind you, pressing that foot into the hand. So the thigh starts to move behind you. And you start to feel the chest opening up. And keep working. Doesn't matter how far the thigh moves. It's the feeling of opening through the body, through the front of the body. And if you like, you can start to pivot forwards a little bit, only a little bit. And take care not to collapse the chest. Keep opening the chest as the thigh moves back. Keep stretching up into the left hand, stretching forwards and up. And if you've had enough, coming back to standing. And just taking a few resting breaths. If you need to ease out the shoulders or the hips, have a little shake. And just notice, how does the right side of the body feel compared to the left? So now bringing the weight over onto the right leg. Lifting the left knee, holding around that knee, keeping a tall spine, feeling of the head of the femur dropping down towards the floor, keeping the chest open, and now taking your hand down to the ankle and dropping that knee down towards the floor. Right hand comes onto the right hip, open feeling across the chest, and start to move that left hip back. First of all, we're going to straighten the right arm towards the sky, stretching up into the fingertips, and then starting to move the left thigh back, pressing the left foot into your hand, and keeping the chest open, maybe pivoting forwards a little bit, but don't collapse the chest. So you can feel that opening between the left knee and the right hand. A few more breaths. Keeping the gaze steady. And when you've had enough, coming back down. Ooh, and a little shake out of the body. So we're going to come back to our sun salute. Coming back to the top of the mat. And when you're ready to inhale, taking the arms above the head. Exhale, keeping the knees bent as you come down to the floor. And inhaling, stepping back with the right foot. Coming to your lunge position. And raising the torso back up. So we can rest the hands to start with on the left thigh. You can relax the top of the right foot against the floor. And now we're going to, as you inhale, we're going to take the right arm right round to behind us, and you can follow the hand with your eyes. Oh, I'm looking straight at the sunrise. And exhale, coming back. Inhale, taking the arm round as far as it will go, you're turning the whole body round to the right, stretching into that arm, and exhale, smoothly moving back. Last one. Keeping your balance. And coming back to center. So the next time we do this, you can either just repeat what we've just done, or you can add a little extra. We're going to inhale, take the arm round as we did before. And then from there, bend the right knee and take hold of the ankle on the inside of the ankle. So the hand comes to the inside of your ankle. And then from here, see if you can draw that foot up towards the body. So the body is turned round to the right side, the right shoulder is opened up, and we're stretching the front of the right thigh. And stay here and breathe. And when you've had enough releasing, coming back to center. And taking that left knee back. Once again, your version of plank pose. Keeping the neck retracted. Pressing down lightly into the hand. And on an exhale, dropping the knees to the floor. Coming into that extended child pose. And inhaling, coming forward to Cobra, keeping the elbows soft, and we'll stay here for a few breaths, looking straight ahead, opening up the chest, but taking care not to hunch the shoulders, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. And then from here we're going to lie down on the mat and bring the hands so that they're in front of your head. And we're going to have the right hand on top of the left, and we're going to turn the head to the right and lay the head down upon your hands. So you're looking at your right elbow, the head is resting on your right hand, and you're going to bend your right knee so the sole of the foot is pointing towards the sky. We're going to inhale, raising the right arm and the head away from the floor, and just see if you can catch sight of your right foot. And exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming up. If you can't see your foot, it doesn't matter, just have the feeling of looking round behind you. Inhale, coming up and down, and we'll just do one more. And release the leg, release the head down to the floor. Bring the arms back under the hands so they're under your shoulders. and press back into all fours. Inhale. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, raise up into down facing dog. Stretch into the fingers, lift the hips. And as you inhale, we're going to step forward with the right foot. And from here, keep the knee bent, going to raise up into standing. So that right knee is bent, the left foot is still pointing straight forwards and the heel is probably away from the floor. Hands on the hips. As you exhale, lower the left knee down towards the floor. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale down, trying to keep the torso vertical. And the arms can join in if you wish. So exhale, take the knee down. And on the next inhale, as you straighten up, bring the arms above the head. So you can straighten both legs if you wish, or you can keep the front knee a bit bent. Exercise in balance. And we'll just do one more. And from here, as you exhale, step the left foot forwards, take the arms down so you're back into Samastiti. Take a resting breath. And on your next inhale, taking the arms above the head, soften the knees, coming down into forward bend. Inhale, left leg comes back. Oh, actually, that's wrong. Come, bring that leg back forward again. And step back with the right leg. Drop the right knee to the ground. And come up to raised position. So as we inhale, we're going to take the left arm behind, looking behind, and inhale, come forwards. So repeating that. Nice slow movement with the breath. And so you can either repeat that again No, I was right the first time. Oh dear. That's it. So we go back with the left arm. And then if you want to stay here and raise that, bend the left leg and take hold of the left ankle on the inside and turn to your left, drawing that ankle towards the body, bending the elbow, turning the whole body to your left. I'm not doing that because I want to speak to the camera. You must make sure that this front knee doesn't fall inwards, that you keep it out. You can use the pressure of the arm against the thigh just to stop that happening. A couple more breaths. And release, come back to the front. Exhale, take the right knee back. So you're in that elongated all fours position. Last time, coming into plank pose. Again, choosing which version. you want to use. Stretching back into the heels if you've got your legs straight. Really good core strength. It's good for the shoulders too, and it's good for the neck. And drop the knees down to the floor and take your heels back, your hips back to your heels. Inhale, come forward, Cobra Pose, and we'll stay in Cobra. A few breaths, taking care not to hunch the shoulders up towards the ears. Keeping the pits of the elbows facing forwards and soft. And then from here, relaxing down to the floor. This time we've got the left hand on top of the right hand, underneath your head. And you're going to lay the head down, facing to the left, so you're looking at your left elbow. And raising the left leg, so the left foot, the sole of the left foot is pointing towards the sky. And as you inhale, raising the head and the left arm, seeing if you can see your left foot, and exhale, coming down. So do that 4 times. If you can't see your foot, that doesn't matter. Just have the feeling of looking behind you. Last one. And releasing the leg, coming back to center, drawing the hands back to underneath your shoulders, pressing into the hands to come back into all fours. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lifting up into down facing dog. Last one. Just 2 more breaths in this position. And as you inhale, stepping forward with the left foot, and then coming up to standing from here, keeping that knee bent. So the back heel is probably away from the floor, and the foot is pointing straight forwards, hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back, straight spine. Exhaling, dropping the right knee towards the floor. And inhaling up. If you want to straighten the front leg, that's fine, or you can keep it a bit bent. If you want the arms to join in, as you come up and you inhale, you can take the arms up by your ears and lower them down as you come down, as you lower the knee towards the floor. And just do 2 more. It's quite strenuous. And as you exhale, bring the arms down, step the right foot forwards, and you're back in your Samastiti position. Taking a few resting breaths. And from here, if you'd like to lie back on the floor, keep the knees bent. And you can take your arms out to 90 degrees. keep the feet about hip width apart. And as you exhale, you can start to take the knees to the floor to the left, turning your head to the right. Inhale, come to center. And exhale the other side. Letting the knees just drop down towards the floor. And keep going with that. Smooth movement from side to side, taking the head to the opposite side to the legs. Inhaling as the legs move to the floor. And coming back to the center. Slowing the movement, slowing the breath. And coming to a rest in the center. And then draw one knee towards your chest. Place the hand upon the knee and the other one as well. We're going to exhale, draw the right knee towards your chest and press the left knee away. And then as you inhale, reverse the position of the knees so they're moving forwards and back. And then placing one foot upon the floor and then the other one. Stretching one leg away and then the other one. Relaxing the arms down by your sides, away from the body. Have the head in the center. Allow the feet to fall out to either side. And relax the body completely against the floor. Relaxing all the muscles in your face, the inside of the mouth, the eyes in their sockets. Feel the weight of the shoulder blades against the floor. And the pelvis. And the large bones in the legs. Allowing the breath to relax. So when you're ready to come out of relaxation, start to take a few deeper breaths. Start to move the body. You can take the arms overhead and stretch out. And then rolling onto one side. Come up to sitting. Thank you. That's the end of today's practice.